Hello, so my name is Leila.
And I'm Sadni.
And we are from EducAntwerp. We joined within the And.Period project, and we will be answering a couple of questions about the main goal of the project, what kind of activities we did, and what really inspired us about the project.
What are the main goals of the And.Period project?
The main goal was really to empower young people who menstruate, and we try to do that through education mainly, but also through self-acceptance. And our main fight was actually breaking taboos, breaking cultural taboos, and we try to do that by a lot of dialogue, creative expression, and through youth participation.
Okay, and what kind of activities did you implement during the project?
How that started actually was we gathered as group leaders from different kinds of countries. So Poland, Ukraine, Spain, Croatia, Belgium. So we gathered around and we actually talked and discussed breaking cultural taboos. And then we gathered all together with participants and youth leaders, and we created a lot of tools and workshops. And so then we took those kind of tools and workshops to our own local context to work with that in our own local organizations. And you can actually see a colleague of us, Valentina, interviewing some of the participants that were in the youth exchanges that we organized.
Hi, I'm Valentina from Italy. I'm currently in Tenerife and I'm gonna ask questions about menstruation to our participants. What kind of prejudices and myths did you have about menstruation in your country, in your culture in general?
Biggest prejudice is that you are dirty. Mm-hmm. And also that you are unapproachable. Like you say, you have your period, so don't speak with her. She's impossible today. This. Yeah, I think this too. Yeah.
And is there anything maybe connected to, I don't know, I remember when I was a kid, you cannot really shower, you cannot really get into the sea because you have period. Do you feel like represented?
I experienced this when I was little. They told me you have to wash it more shower, you have to don't go to swim, take care more of yourself, but not because it's healthy to take more of yourself, but it was because you are dirty, not because you have to be more healthy.
Yeah. Also, I'm from Italy as well, and I remember that when I was a kid, someone told me, if you're with a group of women, your cycle will automatically coordinate with the others, so you will all have the period together. Is it true? Did you also?
This depends, because in my family we are 3 daughters.
Okay.
So I have 2 sisters. So sometimes it would it could happen, but it's also a myth. So yeah, I don't know, it depends.
Yeah, I also think it's a myth.
Yeah.
Okay. Now I would like to ask you, did you get any sex education or menstrual education even when you were a kid, you were a teenager in your country?
At school.
Yeah. At school, yeah.
Yeah. I had, when I was in the primary school, they teach me first about the body, about how this work my body, about my vagina, all this stuff. So more specific about the body.
Okay.
And when I was in the middle school, puberty, I think...
What age were you?
12, 13 years old.
Okay.
They teach me about also sex, menstruation, all this stuff.
Okay.
Yeah, and also my mother teach me with books, I think I'm privileged because my mother educated me, and my school, I did class about this. So yeah, it was when I had my first period, I was ready.
Okay, that was actually my next question. No, it's great that you're actually saying that, because I was interested in knowing how was for you when you got your period first, and were you ready? Did someone help you? Maybe when did it happen? Did you remember that?
Yeah, I remember it. And it was fun because I don't know, for me it was strange because you know, in my family we're old women, so it wasn't like I wasn't afraid, and also I wasn't the first of my friends, and so I wasn't scared, and I was also a little excited about, I don't know, like I have my finger.
Okay.
Yeah, and so remember, I was with this friend in a park, like speaking about things, and I feel it like something strange, and I was, let's go to my house to see. Yeah, well, yeah. So I remember it, but I don't remember it with suffer. I remember it with like a funny moments, a funny memories. I don't know.
Did it ever happen to you to ask for pads or menstrual products to someone and feeling uncomfortable, especially to strangers, you know?
No, because when I was little, like, yeah, in a high school, maybe, yeah. But now, for example, no, because now I feel that it's something natural, normal. I don't have to be ashamed of this because yeah, it's normal. It's my body, and a lot of other people have periods, so it's okay. So yeah, I don't feel. I feel comfortable to ask.
Okay. And may I ask you, what kind of products do you normally use?
I use more pads.
Pads?
I feel more comfortable to use pads because also the first day of menstruation period, I have more blood. So I feel more comfortable with pads.
Okay.
But I want to try the menstrual underwear.
Okay, menstrual underwear, yeah.
I want to start during the night, and let's see how I feel it. Yeah.
I would love to ask you about prejudices and myths in your country, and if you want, you can make a comparison with Zimbabwe and Poland, because you told me that you live in Poland now, right?
Yes. So in my country, where I come from, when you're menstruating, you're not supposed to tell anyone. It's supposed to be your own business, your own thing. And religiously, some religious sects do not accept you during your time of menstruation. And in my culture, Ndebele, so we're like my culture, it's important that you do not get yourself involved in pots, cooking for anyone and all that kind of stuff. You're not allowed to. But that's culturally, although most families are now loosening up because we're in the current generation. But that's the general view. But I speak mostly for the Ndebele because I don't know how the Shona culture really is about it. Yes. But compared with Poland, and from what I've gathered, Poland really has religious, strict religious backgrounds. And so I think I find that interesting that it's the same with where I come from. Because when you're on your period, when you're menstruating, you're not allowed to get into the church. You're not allowed to to even speak to your partner about it. You're supposed to be sort of like a saint and perfect before your husband, and it's something that's a taboo. It cannot just be spoken about. Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Next question is, did you get any menstrual or sex education when you were at school?
Yes, I did at level 6. There was an NGO and a pet producing company that visited my school and gathered level 6 and level 7, and we were taught about menstruation, and it was quite an interesting subject, but it was only for girls, and in Poland also, in my research, it turns out it's around level 6 they have the classes for biology, and that's when they mention it, but I believe that it's not in depth. Yes.
Okay.
And now, can I also mention something?
Yeah, sure.
About Poland? The first question you asked me, what I know is culturally, because they are strict into their background and into their religion, most people find that it is even hard for you to send a partner to to go and buy your pads or something like that. But I also think it depends, because currently the new generation is changing things, but culturally they're still deep into their Catholic roots. Yeah.
Okay. And when you got your first period, were you ready? Did someone help you? How did you feel?
So for me, I feel like I was now worried because all my peers were on the period, were already on their period, and I used to think, when am I going to have mine? I was at a boarding school, so I always buy pads and take them with me until I finished secondary, and still nothing was coming. But the time it happened, I didn't expect it. I'd even forgotten about it. I was on a holiday, but my brother-in-law, my sister-in-law is the one who assisted me. She actually gave me her own tampon. So it was a bit embarrassing because I had to go and ask her. Well, all along I used to buy pads and keep them, and I'll end up giving them away. But when it happened, I'd already forgotten about it and I wasn't even ready. It actually was a shocker. Yeah.
Oh, and did it ever happen to you that you need some menstrual products and you have to ask someone, maybe like a stranger, someone that you didn't know? How did you feel?
I think because of my background and because of being taught at school, at first I used to hide it. It wouldn't feel comfortable even for me to carry them by myself. But getting used to menstruating right now, I don't care anymore. It's like, whatever, this is natural. Everybody knows science and biology, so it's something that is happening. So I think it's just, for me, it was about getting used to it. Yeah.
Period. And may I ask you one last question? Which menstrual products do you normally use? Or did you use some products and then you switched to some others?
So actually, I started off with tampons, and I continued with tampons, but I think there were days when I would feel uncomfortable with them. So I decided to change and start using pads. They felt a bit more comfortable for me, because sometimes, and also because I read about the toxic shock syndrome that was on Tampax pack one time. So it used to freak me out. So because of that mindset, I decided to change permanently for pads.
Do you have any myths or prejudices in your country or culture about menstruation?
Well, in Croatia, we taught just like one, that you can't wash your hair when you're menstruating, which is of course bullshit.
Did you receive any sex education, menstrual education while you were at school?
Well, yes, we had like during biology. Nowadays we also have students in primary school has it in 8th grade, and then on 3rd grade during biology, during reproductive system, and students in vocational schools, they have it on the 1st grade. But other thing is that students, medical students, come to school as volunteers, do some workshops about this topic, and also medical professionals. Once per year they are talking about anticonceptives, so they are including menstrual education in this concept.
When you got your first period, were you ready? Like, how did it feel?
Oh, that was trauma, disaster. I felt like my world is like I'm done. I was lying on the sofa first day and didn't move at all. It ruined my childhood. I was not child anymore. It was not like now I have this trouble. Like it's happening really.
Yeah. Did someone help you? Like,
well, my mom gave me some insights how to use some menstrual products, and then we started to talk in the class, with girlfriends. So we figured out that we were sharing the same symptoms, let's say. Yeah.
And did you ever ask to a stranger like menstrual products when you were in need and you didn't have it with you?
Yes.
How did you feel?
Well, like not. I felt like I'm not prepared. So I was like, do you know where to buy? No, I asked, do you know where to buy? So if person is polite, yeah, I have. Okay. You know.
Okay. How was in school? Like when you were asking your girlfriends, do you have any pads? Was it something that you were ashamed that you could be?
No, you're like cool. Like I have my period. I'm now a woman. I need menstrual pads. You know.
Yay.
Yeah. That's
Okay, great. And one last question, if I may ask, what kind of menstrual products are you using, or if you were using some, did you switch to others?
actually I use tampons and pads. But if you you help me now to just first the menstrual cup. So thank you for that.
Yeah, we went to the shop to buy her first menstrual cup.
She helped me to buy my first menstrual cup. Yeah, I am open to start to use it, at least try, so to see how it is, how it is.
Yeah.
Because we talked a lot about menstrual cup on this project, and I think I can handle this
Yeah.
eco-sustainable product. Go.
What does And.Period mean to you?
It's really about giving space to people who menstruate, and not necessarily as like an afterthought, but really as a priority. And it's about dignity, it's about inclusion, it's about education. And we find that menstruation is often still surrounded by a lot of shame and a lot of stigma and silence as well. And we really feel that this project challenges that. Why is it so important? Because I really believe that no one else should feel like ashamed or embarrassed by just a natural part of life.
Really inspiring for me was how we engaged the youth to be also creative and active.
Yeah, that's very true, because we actually made a lot of posts and a lot of tools that we can share on social media platforms, and you can watch them as well because we used the hashtag And.Period.
We are here in the office of Mojo de Caña in Gran Canaria with one of the ex-participants of And.Period project, Melody. She's been in youth exchange in Croatia. Melody, how are you?
Fine.
Welcome to our little interview. So my question for you is, ever since you have been in And.Period youth exchange, what did it mean for you? How has And.Period maybe changed your relationship with menstruation?
Okay, And.Period is helping me to have more motivation, to understand myself and teach others about the importance of menstrual education. It has helped me become more radical about how to stop the stigmas about period. And now I read about menstruation, I search a lot of information, and I'm doing activisms in my social media. And I'm preparing my own project about menstrual education in my city.
Super, thank you.
And you, Yana?
Well, for me, I think that I will speak as well as a project coordinator from Mojo de Caña. Obviously, there has been a professional benefit and learning and unlearning as a project coordinator, but I think as well as someone who menstruates, my whole relationship as well with my menstrual cycle at least has changed a lot. I got back as well to the menstrual cup, and I think as well, you, and menstrual underwear, because we have been discovering so much about all phases of menstrual cycle, not only menstruation itself, so not only the days when those who menstruate actually bleed, but everything is a cycle, no, that happens in our life. And then professionally, I think that we have really tried to empower those who menstruate and those who do not menstruate equally, about the importance of obviously questioning the narratives, the stigmas, the shame surrounding menstrual period and menstruation. And as well, we have tried really to get to know each other's through menstrual education, because it's so much more. It's about human rights, it's about feminism. So we really try to work through it transactionally. Not only focusing on reproductive or hygienic aspects of menstruation. And as well, I think that for us as a partnership, Knowing that we have had almost 90 young people in all of our international mobilities has been amazing. So we have direct users who have benefit from learning and unlearning process. So that's when it comes to international mobilities. We have done local activities as well. But I will highlight the crowdfunding campaign that we did for Ukraine and Palestine. And we have actually recounted funds for almost 70 people who menstruate to receive menstrual kits, thanks to our crowdfunding campaign.
On average, people who menstruate spend around 7.5 years of their life menstruating.
Do you know how many menstrual hygiene products does each person consume?
Up to 10,000 tampons or pads.
That's the equivalent of 100 kilograms of waste.
How long do you think it takes for tampons and pads to decompose?
It can take 500 years.
How many people on the planet are menstruating?
395 billion people who can produce during their periods. 35 billion kilograms of waste.
35 billion kilogram is equal to 250 cruise liner ships. Imagine all of this sinking into the ocean.
But how we can prevent this?
By using ecological menstrual products.
And you can do much more.
Join us in donating ecological products to those who need them most.
Jana, tell me, what impact do you hope this project will have in the long term?
I think that we as a partnership have really seen the impact that this project has had, not only on the participants of international mobilities, those as well who have attended the local activities, so indirect users as well, or beneficiaries of the project, us as entities or organizations who have been involved. I think that impact is really present even in our daily lives, because I think that menstruation and menstrual cycles is something that is either affecting you or someone you know and you love. So I really think that that's why the involvement and engagement of youth and everyone who have been part of the project has been really meaningful. And I think that it's something very vulnerable and intimate that we finally got a chance to talk about. I think that for the grand majority of our participants, the fact that they have been on international mobilities for 5, 6, 7 days talking about period was actually the first time ever that they have talked for so long time, so many days about the period. So I really hope that people who attend our workshops and mobilities will really embrace menstrual cycle as something that is part of life, part of our societies, of our communities, will really question themselves and their maybe points of view related to menstrual cycle and menstrual education, and narratives that they maybe have been repeating for many years. And as well, that is why, because we have seen so many great results in personal involvement and engagement, we are already actually planning for the future Erasmus Plus projects with new partners and some old partners to keep talking about menstrual education. And yes, and obviously thanks to Erasmus Plus financiation and the program itself, because we really think that talking about menstrual education is so much more than only menstruation and menstrual cycles. It has to do about human rights, it has to do about feminism, it's like very intersectional topic, and we really must keep talking about it, and period.
And remember, we are all here thanks to a person who menstruates.